Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to the weekly Armchair Kickoff podcast. This is our all-female instalment, Three Devils and a Gooner. We've obviously got the regulars in tonight. We've got myself, Ames and Chelsea are the Devils, and we've also got Jen, our resident Gooner. How are we all tonight, ladies?
Fine.
Jen?
Mondays of Mondays.
Oh, I know the feeling. Jen, how are you feeling after yesterday's big win?
Well, this is a better Monday than some. For me, anyway. I was laughing today going to work. I was thinking of you last week and how excited you were after beating City. I mean, it's the same kind of thing for us, do you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, over the moon.
Definitely. I think this is the first instalment we've had that we've all been happy. So I was thinking back and I was thinking there's always been 1 week where United have lost and we've all been in a bad mood. Arsenal have lost and Jen's been in a bad mood. So it's nice to have a little bit of kind of smiles all around tonight. So we're keeping with that positive energy tonight. Don't forget, guys, to obviously smash a like on the video and sub to the channel as well. It really, really helps. So yeah, we really appreciate it. I'm going to get straight into it with obviously the big game of the weekend, the derby. Jen, congratulations. You really, really helped us out there. We really appreciate it. It's not often that Arsenal do us a favour, but, you know.
My pleasure.
Yes, definitely. I was saying to my mum, we could really do with you winning this one. And she was like, I'll see what I can do. She's like, I'll get on the phone to Mickey. I was like, right, okay. Bless her. Give me your whole summary on the game. What were your thoughts?
Well, first of all, we had Spurs in our pocket. That was, you know, Gareth Bale was nowhere to be seen. Absolutely loved that. Oh my God. We just dominated the first half. Absolutely just ran riot. And I was so depressed that we didn't score. Like, we hit the woodwork twice. Smith Rowe could have that goal he could have had would have been brilliant. You know, but sure hit the top, you know, and didn't go in. And then was it Cedric hit the post and it didn't go in? And I thought, is it going to be one of those days?
Well, yeah.
You know, we've been here before, dominated games and just haven't finished it off. And then when they scored, oh my God, I did kind of swear and rant and rave and, you know, and everybody going on and on about the Rabona, the bloody Rabona of all goals, like, and then we had to keep seeing it. And
I think what made it better, I think what made that goal better is that he made Party on the way. So,
but you know what? Party was expecting him to try and go on his left foot. He was not expecting him. You know, he was expecting him to try and touch with the right and then go with his left because he's really left-footed. And so I forgive Party for that, but you know, Party is my man.
You don't really expect anyone to do a Rabona though, do you?
No.
Realistically, in this day and age, you don't really expect it. You don't go into a kind of like a challenge thinking, oh, he's going to Rabona me.
Yes.
He just doesn't work like that. But
especially,
I mean,
like, he had two defenders on him. And I was
credit
just like, oh,
due.
yeah, no, you know, we've got this covered. And then it was like, oh, my God, is that going in? Oh, my God, it went in. We're like, no.
Credit where credit's due, but he's still a little prick.
Oh, he's an asshole.
What made my day was his sending off. Because I just thought that will always
payback for getting Martial sent off that time.
Yeah, I think Karma, it took a little bit of time to come back round, but Karma well and truly stuck that shepherd's pie head.
Yeah.
He's one of the worst players that I can. Oh, he's just a little shithouse, isn't he? He proper agitates players, and that's one of the main things that he does. He tries to get players sent off. And I hate players like that. You just play your own game, for Christ's sake. Yeah. You can tell he constantly just goes at people and just tries to wind them up. So I'm glad it blew up in his face this time, 100%.
And then he was on the side and he's going, check it. It's not a red, check it. But sure, they can't check a yellow on VAR.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, get off. And then we're singing bye-bye. Do you know?
Yeah.
So I know it was just like I'm absolutely delighted. Arsenal supporter, absolutely delighted. We actually got a penalty in our favour, and some will say it weren't a penalty, some will say it is. I would personally, it was a penalty. But then Jose Mourinho said he would only accept that from Arsenal supporters. Do you know what I mean? He was like, after it, he said the only people I expect to say that was a penalty was Arsenal supporters. But what
they
I will
all say that about United as well. So it's just a penalty thing. I just when the opposition isn't happy, they're just going to say shite like that.
Yeah. But what I'll say about Jose is, when I saw the team sheet, right, with Bale, Son, and Kane up front, and then like I just thought, oh, they're going to attack us. This is going to be good. It'll be an open game, because if they attack us, we're good on the counter attack as well. I couldn't believe they sent everybody behind the ball. I was like, oh my God.
I don't know why you're shocked. It's Jose Mourinho.
I know.
Jose Ball.
You can still have those brilliant attacking players, like we did those years ago. We had brilliant attacking players, but they were just told, no, you fucking defend. That's Jose all over. And as Paul says, I completely agree with you, mate. He's fucking finished. And I think
he's finished in the league anyway, but I think he's finished in England. But if he went elsewhere, he might be all right.
Definitely. But I hope Ollie puts the final nail in his coffin when we play them soon and get revenge for that 6-1, because I can't. That scoreline still haunts me. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
That was my birthday weekend as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Pain. Yeah. The absolute pain.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Jen, what did you think of the Odegaard goal? Did you think it was a good goal?
I was delighted.
Yeah.
I was delighted Odegaard scored. He was going for it, and I know it came off the defender, but sure, I was screaming before it was over the line. I knew it was a goal. I was like a girl, like, and I don't pride myself on being like a little girl, but I screamed like a little girl. I was like, oh my God. I just think Smith Rowe and Odegaard playing in the same team, I was like, oh, I don't know if it works. Like, I know they played before, but I wasn't 100% happy with the team that day. But yesterday it did. And like last week, if you remember, I said I would have dropped Saka.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't think Smith Rowe could play out on the left like he did. He absolutely, Tierney had Doherty in his pocket, but then, you know, I don't even know who was supposed to be marking Smith Rowe. Do you know what I mean? I was like, who was supposed to be on him? Because he was never there. Smith Rowe ran rings around them. And it gave Odegaard the space in the middle. He ended up getting space in the middle because more than two had to go over towards the left with Smith Rowe and Tierney. So then Odegaard had the space, and he was in a lot of the space that I thought Lacazette should have been in.
Yeah.
But sure, look, it made it work. It worked, do you know?
Definitely. I want to throw a quick question out there. I know it's just because you just mentioned him and it just triggered in my head. Tierney and Luke Shaw, for me, are the two best left backs in the country right now. 100%. They're both having an absolutely great season. And this might be a very stupid question, but Luke Shaw or Tierney?
Shaw.
Luke, I personally think, being as unbiased as I can, I personally think that Luke Shaw is having a better season so far, but I do think that Luke Tierney, Kieran Tierney has the potential to get there, maybe even next season. I think he can be absolutely incredible. What do you make on the whole Tierney situation? Do you think he's rated fairly? Do you think he's overrated, underrated?
Are you asking me? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I think he's rated fairly in that, like, when he came to us, he played a couple, then he got injured, then he's played again. So since he's been fit, he's actually really playing well. And I do think it helps who he's got kind of in front of him and behind him, or beside him, so he knows,
yeah,
if he goes bombing up the left, that somebody is there to cover him. So like Xhaka does cover that area. Xhaka has played really well. So like that, this is kind of his first season. He needs to bed in, and we'll see. Hopefully he can keep it up and get better. Yeah,
I completely agree.
And when if there's kind of a settled team, like, because it not settled in such a way, but if there's like 2 players that maybe he could be playing with, or 3 players he might be playing with, and they get used to each other, then you'll see better play. Because like him and Smith Rowe yesterday, that was unreal. And I didn't expect it when Aubameyang, last week I said I'd have had Aubameyang in and Smith Rowe playing in where Odegaard was. Like when he was dropped, I was just like, okay, who's going there? And when Smith Rowe's name came up, I just went, oh yeah, okay, let's see him on the left. Yeah. So yeah.
And bits there's there. Tierney is better, but Luke Shaw's having a good season. I think Luke Shaw and Kieran Tierney, like you mentioned before, with Tierney having injuries, I think they're kind of the same in that respect. That Luke Shaw is very, very injury prone. Luckily, he's staying fit so far, touch wood.
I think this is the most consistent season he's had in terms of fitness, to be honest.
Exactly. But that's what I was about to say. When he is fit, he is absolutely insane. So I think the 2 of them, they're miles above, streets ahead of their peers in the left back position, 100%. And if Luke Shaw has to be that first choice left back in the England team, in my opinion. I know, Ames, you don't really give a shite about England, but I think he has to be the first choice left back for England.
Oh, he does.
Definitely. And even Keane says there, Shawberto Carlos. Love it. Love it. I'm going to swiftly move on to United. Talk about our thrilling 1-0 win against West Ham. Ladies, were you still awake?
Barely.
Just about?
Barely.
You know what? I said this yesterday. I think you can't win every game by like 3-4 goal margins unless you're Manchester City. But, we won't talk about that. You can't win every game pretty. The signs of a good team and a good squad are that you can still win the game ugly. So it was a very ugly game. They parked the bus massively, put 10 men behind the ball, which I knew they would, 100%, because I've alluded to it before. Lingard has been insane for them. And you take him out of that team, and because they've been gelling so well, they'd kind of discombobulated a little bit. So I was expecting it to be kind of they were going to park the bus. I thought we would get more goals than what we did. We it's not like we weren't dominant, because I thought we were dominant, but we were unlucky with the keeper having an absolute screamer and hitting the post a few times. But hey ho, Chelsea, I'll come to you first. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, like you said, and I even said this after the game, it wasn't the prettiest of games. It wasn't the most exciting of games. But at the end of the day, we kept a clean sheet. We got the result. We were really, really solid defensively, I thought, yesterday as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not moaning. There was plenty of positives to take out of it. We won the game. And I think we really, really need that momentum, especially coming up to the 2 big cup games coming up soon as well. So it's a nice, it was a nice game to win. To be honest with you, we could have won it by like 4 or 5 goals, like the amount of chances we had, and like Greenwood hitting the post twice, and obviously Fabianski having an absolute brilliant game. Could have easily, had a high scorer. It was like I said, we got the win. I'm happy with it. We should have been. I feel like we could have been more clinical. In the final third, nothing really potentially was happening there, but like I said, I can't complain. It's a win. It's 3 points. And we move on. Like I said, hopefully get some momentum for Milan and then hopefully Leicester, because they're 2 games that we really need to win to sort of have any chance of winning something this season. But yeah.
100%. I agree. Ames, what did you make of the game? Just sum it up for me.
I mean, yeah, like we really needed a win, especially after Leicester winning. So I didn't really care how we won it. I knew it wouldn't be a high scoring game, to be honest. I did predict to be 1-0, but I did predict a Bruno penalty, which didn't happen. But no, look, I think there's a lot of areas that need improvement, and I know that we have injuries at the minute, but we know how hard it is, how hard United find it to break down teams to sit back behind the ball, and at the minute we're not clinical enough either, so it's kind of not going our way. But I think issues are starting in the midfield at the minute. Obviously we have two midfielders that can't pass the ball, so it's a bit difficult. That way Bruno has to come back a bit deeper and find the ball himself. But other than that, look, we have 5 players come back from injury for Thursday, so onwards and upwards from there.
Definitely. And I wanted to move on to that very quickly because Pogba is rumoured to be one of those 5 names to be in contention for the Milan game and the Leicester game. I personally can't wait to see him back because before he got injured, he was one of the catalysts in our team. He was absolutely killing it. And that's the Pogba that we all want to see. We don't want to see the Pogba that kind of gets his head down and is kind of not producing things. We want to see the Pogba that we bought into, the World Cup winner, the absolute, his passing is just like, he's so creative and so creatively minded that him and Bruno, if they actually had the chance to really form that connection, which I thought we were seeing towards when he got injured, they were forming that connection that they really need. And you can tell that it's really hit the team hard, Pogba getting injured, because like you said, Ames, Fred and McTominay, I love them both. I absolutely
McTominay was playing more box to box in that first half yesterday, but his passing was dire. Like, it was really bad. But I think the Pogba situation, I think he needed the likes of Bruno with him. So I think if you get a solid defensive midfielder beside Pogba can have more of a free role, and himself and Bruno will work wonders there. So I think a defensive midfielder is definitely on the cards.
Because essentially Bruno is doing two-man's job, really.
That's why he's so deep.
Exactly. He's doing his own job and then he's having to cover and come back and actually create things essentially for himself, if that makes any sense. I know it pretty much doesn't make sense, which is why it's not really working. But I mean, he's still grinding it out and he's still managing to get those goal involvements up. So, I mean, fair play to him, but I can't wait for Pogba to come back to at least give him a little bit of a helping hand. I also wanted to talk about Aubameyang, Jen. What's going on? What's the tea?
He was late. Yesterday, when all the rumours went round, I was just getting ready for the match because it was on at 4. So I was just like getting ready because it was Mother's Day as well. So I just turned around. William went to me, "Oh, he's been dropped." I said, "For what? Discipline?" And I went, "He was late." I mean, that has been the thing in Arsenal forever. If you're late, you're dropped. It don't matter what excuse you've got, you're dropped. So I love Aubameyang, but this season he has been missing. I know he's had an awful lot to contend with, but even then, the silly things that he does, like getting the tattoo, so then he has another discipline, thing on him. And I'm just like, boy, grow up. Like, just grow up. Remember, you're club captain. You're meant to set an example. Don't go down the stupid Ozil route that I'm better than everybody else because I'm club captain. I got a new deal at the beginning of the year. I'm being paid loads of money and I can sit back now and not worry about it. Don't do that, because if you do that, you will not have any fans in that stadium. They'll all turn against you. So I know Mikhail is getting a lot of attention about being a very, very strict about everything, even the thing about closing the door on the press conference. That was quite funny. But that's
what was that?
He was just about to give a press conference and somebody left the door open and he would not start. He was like, close the door. And he's like, go close the door. Wow. And he was getting really cross. It was so funny. But if that's the way he runs it, that's the way he runs it, you know. Yeah. And everybody knows the rules. There's been so much shite, I will say, for the last few years at Arsenal, that we need somebody like that to get the discipline back, to let the players know who's in charge. Yes, they're playing for our team. You know, they're not the big I am. They're playing for Arsenal, and they have to show respect to that badge.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree with you, because I think any player that plays for a big club, you kind of have to...
You need to coach on that word.
Did you notice that? I had to choke on that for a minute.
I think, Jen, it's kind of the same though, because we've kind of had the same issues with United as well. Just players taking the piss and just not playing for the badge, you know. So I think every club has players like that, to be honest.
Yeah, everyone has their own kind of egomaniacs that they think they're bigger than the club. So, I mean, discipline, it has to be there. You can't have players walk all over you, because they'll get you out if they're not happy with the management. I mean, we saw it with Jose. He was completely thrown under the bus. But I mean, he did it to his players himself, so I have absolutely no sympathy. But you can see how the players want to be in demand of their own game and not the managers. So it's good to have a little bit of discipline. 100%. So I completely agree. I didn't know that it was because he was late, though. That's crazy to miss a North London derby as well just because you're late.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. Madness, absolute madness. And then look, they said he was stuck in Muswell Hill in traffic, but shall we? You know, I know Muswell Hill. It's not easy to get through, but if that's the way he goes to work every day, you should know. Do you know?
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Mushroom Kev says, Jen, can we have Partey, please? Swap deal for Lingardinho. Bags of potential.
No.
He's very young as well. Yeah? Very young.
I love Partey. Partey's my man.
But Lingard loves the Emirates. He absolutely lights it up every time. So surely if he signed for you...
No, he's all right.
No.
You get another 10 years out of him as well. He's so young.
He's really not. Keane says he has taken his eyes off the ball since he got a new contract. Yeah, no, I completely agree. It seems like he got that new contract and then he thought, I'm breezy now. Like I've got this brand new contract. I'll just chill out now, I guess. Paul, don't choke. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what it was.
It was calling Arsenal a big team.
I'm sorry. I try to be as respectful as possible.
That sometimes.
So moving on to midweek, or should I say Thursday night club, ladies. Thursday night club. We both have big games. Obviously, Arsenal, you guys are in a better position than what we are. We have to now score at Milan, and we also have to kind of...
Can I just stop you there for a second? Sorry. I have the Liverpool game on the TV, right?
Are they losing?
It's still 0-0. But the stat came up of which Premier League club had the fewest points since February. And Liverpool are bottom with 3.
Yeah. I knew that.
Inject it into my veins. Seriously. I absolutely love the demise of Liverpool because their fans were the worst. They're cocky. So yeah, I'm fully on the demise train. Love it. So yeah, we obviously have to go to Milan now, and we have to put in a real big shift. Obviously, I keep saying this, but we've done it before in Paris. Mountains are there to be climbed. Ladies, what do you think? Can we do it? Can we get through?
Yeah. I think with the injuries, the players that are injured coming back, I think we could do. Now, I don't know how I feel about starting these players that are just coming back from injury, but I mean, if they can come on in the second half, so be it. We can make 5 subs, so
will we?
Yeah, I think we'll win it.
That's the question.
Fingers crossed.
For a super sub, He doesn't use his subs very well, does
I think he's allergic, to be honest.
Bless him. No, I absolutely love him.
So
but obviously Milan lost at the weekend as well. They lost 1-0 to Napoli at home. Sure. So that's obviously a plus for us. I believe Zlatan is still injured as well.
Thank God.
So I would never ever wish injury on a player, but thank God. Literally, because him against Lindelof and Maguire, I would probably have nightmares over, because he would take no prisoners. I've said this before. I've bigged him up so much. I love Zlatan. I think he's an absolute beast. He would tear us apart. He would absolutely tear us apart. So while I wish him a speedy recovery after Thursday.
Yeah, not too speedy.
Not too speedy.
A little bit speedy, not too.
Definitely. Jen, what are you saying about your game?
We're winning 3-1, 3 away goals, so we should get through quite easily. I'm saying should.
If Olympiacos come back from 3-0 down, I will actually die. It'll be like deja vu for you from last season.
I'll tell you something, I won't be on here next Monday if that happens. I'm telling you now.
Different Gooner on.
I'll be still in the bed with the blanket over my head. Right.
Calling in sick for work.
Oh God. We should win. Do you know? We played really well on Thursday. I was delighted with the way we played. If we play like I said, I would arrest Saka last match, but I'd rest him this match. But it looks like he might have a hamstring injury now anyway. I think we need Pepe on. Pepe and Cedric are my two down the right, definitely. And we run them ragged like we did against Tottenham. Maybe not as much, but we did. We were on top the majority of that game. Apart from giving away a goal, again. But saying that, Leno has learned how to kick the ball long. You showed us that yesterday. So please, God, it will just 1 or 2-0 to us be lovely. But even if it's 1 or 2-0 to them, we still go through. But I'm not banking on that. You know,
yeah, I wouldn't want that at all.
No,
like, if
my heart wouldn't take it.
Yeah, if that was me in that situation, you know, when you kind of like you're losing, but you're still going to go through on aggregate. I think we've all been in that situation where you're just thinking, "Oh, don't score again, just don't do it." Because
exactly.
It's just the worst.
Last season,
a Greek tragedy.
Come on, 3-1.
I will win on Thursday. Will you now? I hope United win, but yeah. I'm going to go score predictions for the United game. Amy, what are you saying? Be positive. Come on.
I'm going to go 2-0 United.
I like it.
Because I think Bailly will play.
Do you think?
Yeah. So I think it'll be 2-0. Bruno penalty. Actually, no. A Bruno brace.
A Bruno Rabona.
Yeah. Oh, class.
Chelsea, what you saying?
Scorpion.
Oh, I mean, why not?
Oh,
why the hell not?
I think it'll be 3-1 to us. I think if we have these players back, and also they are fit enough to make the difference, I think we should go on and smash it. Fingers crossed. Because I even said a few weeks ago, because obviously our home game was first and then our obviously away game, I even said that we're going to have a twitchy first game and I think we'll pull it back in the second game, and I think that's exactly how it's going to go.
I did say we'd beat them over 2 legs as well, to be honest.
Yeah, you did, yeah, exactly. So that's what I hope happens anyway. So
I just said we were going to smash them and I was wrong, so
true.
Fine. But I said we're going to smash everyone, so if I'm wrong all the time, like it can't exactly be a shock. But I do think we will win as well. I think it'll be 2-0. I agree. I do think we're going to keep a clean sheet. I'm actually not too sure on who he's going to start, Bailly or Lindelof. I'm not 100%
We've
sure.
Leicester Sunday. So
I think
Bailly, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe.
we like Lindelof.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Well, you do.
Jen, what are you saying about your game? What's your score predictions?
Can I just say something about the AC Milan? Because my friend will be watching, so I need to say something about
Go
him.
on. Go on.
I just say he believes United will win as well, but it's just to say that El Shaarawy is back, Tonali is back, Hernandez is back, and Rebic, I can't say that name. He's a goal scorer, but he's back as well. So where Leo didn't score last week, their goal scorer is back.
Okay.
So
he's going to have a masterclass. It's okay.
I think I do think you'll win, but I think it will be tight. I don't think it will be as easy as maybe you think. I think maybe it might be a 1-0.
Never said it'll be easy, but I think Bailly's going to have a masterclass.
Yeah.
That man is just...
Your defence, I know you give out stink about your defence, but you've got one of the best defences in the league at the minute. Do you know?
At the minute, but we have conceded as much as we've scored, so...
I think the problem with our defence is once their heads drop.
So inconsistent.
When they're on a high, they really do put in consistent performances. And I mean, yesterday was our 4th clean sheet in the league in a row. Yeah. So we are getting consistency there, and everyone is playing their part, whether it be buying Maguire, buying Lindelof, Maguire and Lindelof.
I think we said it last night, but our 2 defenders, Maguire and Lindelof, are actually better in front of Henderson.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't saying it was De Gea slander, but also it someone said yesterday, like players work better with different players. It's like colleagues at work and stuff. So that just seemed to work in which, and to be fair, I was gonna say we were complaining about those 0-0 draws, but at least it's showing something that we're keeping a solid defence. So there's positives, I suppose.
Yeah, there's positives in everything, but I think Dino is just that little bit more vocal. Like you can see him on the pitch just screaming at the defence, like always communicating, whereas David tends to just be quiet and only pipe up when he needs to. And I mean, he pipes up well, don't get me wrong. This is not David De Gea slander, because I absolutely love him. He's been one of our best performers for year on year. So, but Dino is showing massive signs of being our next number one, and he's got that United DNA, that we always bang on about. That United, he's got it in him. I can just tell. So I think they definitely do work better together. But even Maguire, I know people have been slandering Maguire about whether or not he should be captain or not. We'll put that to the side for now, but you can't deny that recently he's been so vocal, and he's been screaming at people and really getting on it. And that's what you want to see from a captain. You don't want to kind of see a captain that's very kind of timid and shy and inside himself as such. But I think the first half of the season with the whole the Greece thing and the police, and I think it really did affect him more than what he let on. But I think now he's just kind of coming into himself, and he's being that little bit more vocal that a captain should be. I think he's really feared for his captaincy in a way, because all of us United fans have all been saying, like, no, strip him of the captaincy. He's not a leader. He's not a captain material. Give it to Bruno. And I think that he's seen that there's been kind of rumblings, and that he said, right, I need to kind of step up my game a little bit here. And fair play to him, credit where credit's due. I'm not his biggest fan. I don't think he was worth 80 million. We had our pants pulled right down on that one. But credit where credit's due. You step up, you get plaudits. So that's all I've got to say on Maguire.
I think with any Premier League club, though, when they see United come knocking for a player, they up the price straight away. Because look at the price we paid for Wan-Bissaka as well.
Sure.
So I think it's just any Premier League club that sees United coming looking for their players, the price just shoots up. So hopefully they know we'll pay it, because we're stupid enough to pay it. But
I was going to move on to that. Hopefully now, with the whole Sancho thing last year, how they kept on demanding 120 million. Nope, it's 120 million or nothing. And we didn't pay it. We stood our ground. That's kind of the first time that I thought, obviously I was fucking pissed off at the time. So I was like, just fucking pay it. But now I kind of look back and I think, no, that shows authority, saying, no, you can't take us for a ride anymore. Like, this player's not worth 120 million. we'll go for it again next season. And I think we could get him this season for cheaper. And it just shows that if you don't back down, then you could get your way. Never know.
Another question for you as well, actually. Isn't Mbappe on a free this summer?
Oh,
would you go for him? I mean, he's free.
I don't want him.
He's free, like.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't fucking turn him down. If he came out and he said, "I want to move to United," it's like, well, fucking okay, come on then. But the thing with the whole Mbappe and Haaland situation at the moment is those are two world-class young players, and I don't know which one I'd prefer.
Both. One is on a free, like.
We're winning everything. Literally, if we get them two, that's it. We win everything. I don't care about you can have fucking Harry Maguire in net and we'd still win everything.
I just hope that if one of them does come to the Prem, because obviously there's a lot of talk about Haaland potentially going to the Prem, that he comes to us, because if any team that gets him are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Like if City get him, for example, like it's
they have enough. They don't need any more.
Exactly, they don't need him. Like
he'll go to City.
They need a player.
He'll go to City. He won't go to United.
Money.
I heard rumours that he'd go to Chelsea. I can't see that happening. Not a chance. Surely not.
Surely he'd sign for a big club.
Yeah, exactly. Not fucking Chelsea.
Fucking Chelsea. Yeah, I would be really fearful if he went to City, because they're obviously in the market for an Aguero replacement. Yeah. They need a striker, because aren't I right in thinking that City don't have an out-and-out striker?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure they don't have
they're often playing a false nine.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have an out-and-out striker, so I think
Jesus is shite as well.
Haaland City's nailed
Don't
on.
Say that.
No.
Yeah.
Stop.
I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Nope.
I think it would be terrifying to see Haaland in the Prem, because he's such a talent, and if he keeps his head on his shoulders, and he seems like a good lad, but he seems like a proper shithouse as well. Like, with the whole
taunting the goalkeeper.
Exactly. I think Carragher and who was it? They were talking about it on Monday Night Football before I just came on.
Thierry Henry.
That's it, Thierry Henry. They were saying that. Oh, I love that about players nowadays. Players are kind of afraid to do stuff like that nowadays because it's kind of unsportsmanship. But they were kind of saying, "Nah, I love it. Just be a little bit of a dick about it. Like if you're that good, I mean, you can afford to be a bit of a dick if you're that good." Absolutely insane. So I would take him at United in an absolute heartbeat. I'd just boot his agent first.
Yeah, I was literally just going to say that. I don't want that circus anymore.
No. 100%.
No.
Moving on to Chris Wilder, the dearly departed Chris Wilder. He's no longer with Sheffield United anymore. Ladies, Jen, I'll come to you first. What did you make of his resignation / firing / not turning up? Whatever happened with him?
I don't know. There's always a second season slump with teams that come up from the Championship.
Yeah.
So first season, they're on a roll, usually if they don't get relegated again, but they're on a roll. People don't know how to play them. They're not sure, and they play without fear. Like, they've got nothing to lose. If they go straight back down again, they go back down.
Yeah.
So the second season, then there's more to lose.
Yeah.
And I was like, who did I'm like, who did he lose in the summer? I was saying that. Who did he lose? Sure, he only lost the goalkeeper, didn't he?
It was a massive part of their squad.
Yeah. Shit.
But, at the same time, it's like how... And then I was saying, well, people know how to play them now. Do you know what I mean? They know how to play Sheffield United. And that's what happened this season. Do you know? So, God. I just think it's sad because, he was such a big part of Sheffield United. He brought them up from League One with 100 points. And then when they were favourites to go straight back down to League One from the Championship, and he got them automatic promotion. And then last season he got them into, what was it, 9th or something like that.
He smashed it last season.
And it's just such a shame how I think if he'd have stayed with it and gone back down with them, that he could have built them up again and brought them back up. Whereas now he hasn't got, he hasn't got the chance to do that now. I don't know. I think, I wouldn't have gone if it was me.
To be honest, I kind of see the same thing happening to Leeds. I think if Leeds don't sort their defence out and other areas on the pitch, they're actually going to be relegated next season. Because I think clubs didn't really know what to expect from them this season. Obviously, they do press really hard, but their defence is so wide, and I think that's their downfall. So if they don't start fixing that, they're going to be figured out, and I think they'll be relegated next season if they don't fix it.
I think people have already started to figure them out, though. 100%. Yeah. They know they can't defend. All they can do is attack. They will press you until the final minute because they'll keep trying to score goals, and that's all well and good. But if the opposition team scores more than you, then what's the fucking point? You don't win the game. But Bielsa's a football genius. But yeah, Chris Wilder. I think he did a good job at Sheffield United. Last season, everyone was so shocked last season when they were just absolutely tearing it up. And it was great to see. But they lost. I mean, you can say he's only a goalkeeper, but he was a very, very good player. And he kept them in so many games, and he was a standout player for them. So to lose someone that pivotal, it must have kind of knocked them a little bit because, I mean, you've seen the demise, definitely, but I think it's the exact same as what you were saying about Leeds, Ames. I think the teams just figured them out.
Basically, yeah.
100%.
Now, don't get me wrong, he did a great job with them, but suppose did they make him much signings? I don't think they did.
No. They signed that Rhian Brewster, didn't they?
Yeah.
Liverpool. But he's not really done much. But yeah.
Yeah, look, they were just figured out. Obviously, we didn't expect them to do as well as they did last season. But yeah, they were just figured out, to be honest. But fair play to him because he did a great job with them to begin with.
Yeah, 100%. Chelsea, I'm going to throw it out to you. Do you think Chris Wilder could still manage in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think like you were saying, like you've been saying that he's had a bad season. That's fair enough, but like I don't think that like something we're going down anyway. Do you know what I mean? So like I don't think that getting a new manager in was going to be solving the problems. Like he did, how well he's done with them since 2017, getting him promoted twice. I think they should. Well, depends. I don't know what happened. Obviously, did they sack him? Did he leave? You don't know. But if they did sack him, because that's what I think. I don't think they should have. I think they should have given more time. Like I said, if they'd gone, because they could have done what Norwich are doing currently after they got relegated last season. They're probably going to come back up again. I think that possibly could have happened because Norwich didn't sack their manager and they're doing brilliantly this year. So, yeah, I reckon they should have kept him. And like I said, I don't know if a new manager is going to solve all the problems that they've sort of got because of this. But
I don't think a new manager can save them at all because
it's like Sam Allardyce, West Brom. Like they brought him in and they thought that it was going to work wonders, and it's not done anything. They're still probably going to go down.
Yeah,
so
they are. I think he's a top manager. I think he could still manage in the Premier League, maybe kind of a lower half. Yeah, Newcastle. I mean, they hate their manager. I mean, they absolutely hate Steve Bruce. So, but I think he could be a really great manager one day because he did absolute wonders for them last season. And I think it just shows that clubs are so hasty to sack their managers these days. I mean, we saw it with Chelsea and Lampard. Yeah. We've seen it with
Chelsea are notorious for it though.
Well, yeah, they've got a manager merry-go-round. If you don't perform, you're out. Like Rema does not give a shit. And he's ruthless like that. But in these sorts of situations, I mean, you look at Southampton, they've been battered 9-0 twice. with the same manager at the wheel, essentially, and they've still not sacked him. They've still kind of persevered, and I know they're not doing great at the moment, but perseverance sometimes is the key, and you need to just stick at it with a manager like Arsenal are doing with Arteta, like United are doing with Ole, because like it or not, Ole and Arteta, they are not going anywhere. In my opinion, they're not going anywhere. So that's just my opinion. Moving on swiftly to the FA Cup this weekend. Jen, sorry.
Sorry, 14 is nothing to be sorry about.
I'll come to you first, just to say, what is your favourite FA Cup memory?
Right. Okay. Well, I've got a couple. Well, obviously, well, a few. But believe it or not, right, 92-93 season, we were in the FA Cup, so it'd been 1993. I'd moved back to London. I'd been living in Liverpool for 4 years. I know.
I don't know how you were listening to them anyway. I couldn't have listened to them.
It's all right. I was up there for when we won the league. I was at that, man. But anyway, 92-93, I was back down, and it was my first FA Cup since coming back. And it was against Sheffield Wednesday. We only drew 1-1, but it was the year that we actually beat them in the League Cup as well. And I was at all the matches. I was at all of those matches. And I just remember going into work on the Monday and my principal saying to me, "Are you okay? Are you ill? Is there something wrong?" Because I'd lost my voice from shouting. And I was like, I didn't want to tell her what I'd been doing. And so my best mate is a teacher there as well. She went, "It's all right. She was at the match." Well, my principal then couldn't stop talking to me about it. She was like, "Oh, really?" So I was like, so even though we drew 1-1, it was a fabulous memory just because it meant so much being back in London and being back at Wembley and, and then last year's one, the most recent one, winning 2-1 against Chelsea with Arteta, new manager, just shoving it to Lampard. Loved it.
I mean, I love to see Lampard sad as much as the next person. So, props to that. Absolutely can't stand the man. Yeah, 100%. Wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire.
No.
Chelsea, what's your...
I agree, to be fair.
I agree.
Him and John Terry, I hate the two of them.
Yeah, both of them. Fuck them all off. Chelsea, what's your favourite FA Cup memory? Go on.
So I've said these on the She Devil streams in the past. Obviously, the first and obvious one is when we beat Palace in 2016. Obviously, Jesse Lingard scored as the winner. And that was just obviously an amazing feeling to win a trophy.
Do you remember winning a trophy? I don't.
No. Distant memories. It could be worse, but we could be Spurs. And also, I've said this one before as well, the Gerrard being sent off after a minute of being on against Liverpool in the fourth round with that tackle on. Was it Herrera or Mata or one of them two? I think there's two separate occasions, but that was obviously funny because it's Liverpool and Gerrard, and they're funny to laugh at, aren't they? So
they are funny to laugh at.
That's another funny one, but them two.
Definitely. Ames, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm going to say the 2016 FA Cup final as well, because I think it was kind of like a milestone at post Fergie. It was nice to get a trophy, obviously. And of course, Juan Mata scored the equaliser. So if Juan Mata didn't score the equaliser, Lingard wouldn't have scored the winner. So
very true. Staying true to your name, it's you 1-8. What are you going to do when he leaves?
I have thought about this. I genuinely no idea what I'm going to do.
That's a problem for another day.
It's future Amy's problem.
That's been my name for about 6 years.
Oh my God,
it's going to be a sad day when you depart with that. You have to have a vigil like they did for Virgil van Dijk. Yes, I am going to echo the girls as well. The 2016 final, because one, I was there, and I just remember it was my first time at Wembley, I think. was my first time at Wembley. Yeah, or first or second, but it was great. It was just the atmosphere, and you know, when you're actually there, it kind of it brings it all back. So that, and also the Liverpool one as well. It was just brilliant. I was at that one as well. So those are my FA Cup memories. What do you think? Do you think we can get past Leicester? Do you think we can get to the next round? Amy?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be tough, but we have players back. So I think our midfield will be a lot better with Pogba in it. So I think Bruno can play further up the pitch. He doesn't have to keep tracking back. He doesn't have to play so deep. So he could be creating stuff up top. Now we have to be more clinical. Now I know Martial is back as well, but he's not playing great at the moment. So I'm hoping he can play some bit better. Obviously Greenwood is fired up. He's raring for road. He's mad for a goal, and I can't wait to see him score a goal. So yeah, I think we'll do it.
Chelsea?
I agree, yeah. Like I said, having the players come back is a big boost. Like, obviously in the last couple of weeks we've looked quite depleted, and players are looking tired, so it's going to be a massive boost. And I just really hope, obviously we've got 2 big chances this week, obviously Thursday and Sunday, to get through to the next round to win a trophy. So I'm really hoping, I mean, like I said, I want both. So I'm really hoping we turn up to both. And like I said, the way things are going, I can't, with the players coming back, I think we can do it. Easy. Not easy.
Who would you play beside Pogba?
McTominay.
Yeah,
I think so.
Pogba.
McPogba.
But everyone else is going to say Fred.
He'll play McFred. Of course he will.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We will see. Rory says the 1990. Sorry, Jen. I mean, that was a thing of beauty.
A disaster.
I can go to some of the comments quickly. Leicester will have no midweek game, which will give them an advantage.
But they have injuries. They have injuries.
No Madison.
So no Barnes either. Harvey Barnes.
No Barnes either.
And you know how pivotal he was when we played him last. He's a right player. So yeah, I'm under no illusion it's going to be tough, because I don't know. I think Leicester are one of those teams that I actually hate playing, because they're always kind of not a bogey team, but I always get really nervous.
You don't know what to expect.
Exactly, because obviously they won the league. There's no hiding that. They are a good team, and they are real top 4 contenders and have been for the past few years. So I think it'll be a tough test. I think it will be close, and I think it actually might go to extra time, but I think we'll just edge it. I don't want it to go to penalties, because
if it does, can we just get Bruno to take all the penalties?
Please.
I don't think that's allowed, but that would be great. I absolutely hate penalties, because I was even watching Salford at the weekend, and I'm not a Salford fan, but I was like shitting myself, because I was just like, oh, come on, you have to kind of score it. But every single penalty that we get, I hate it, because I'm always so nervous, because I'm like, he's going to miss.
I think the worst one was the Champions League final 2008. I was like 11 and I was literally dying.
Yeah. I actually don't watch penalties either.
And then Ronaldo missed that one. I was nearly crying.
Oh.
Yeah. I think tears were on the way when Ronaldo missed that. I was on the floor and I was like, no. I think the only other ever time I've cried at a football was when I thought we won the league, and then Aguero scored. It's bringing it back. But yeah, other than that, football is a beautiful game. I'm going to leave it there, ladies, because we've been on for nearly an hour now, and I am absolutely shattered. I don't know whether you can tell, but thanks everyone for tuning in as well. I'm just going to go to this one quickly. 2005 final was great, and Paul, leaving it there, will say, "Come on, United, let's do this." And also, Jen, we don't have many Arsenal fans in the comments, but I'm going to say, I'm going to bite the bullet. I can't. I actually can't.
Don't worry. We'll win. We're going to win the Europa League. How many times do I have to tell you?
We'll speak again next Monday and see how that's going.
Well, yeah, if I'm here.
Thanks to everyone for getting in the comments as well. The comments have been popping tonight, so I really, really appreciate you all. And the girls as well. Again, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. And we will see you all next week for the next instalment of Three Devils and a Gooner. While you're here, please sub to the channel, the Weekly Armchair Kickoff Podcast. There's always great content daily. Smash a like on the video, and also follow us all on Twitter as well. You can follow me at Rach MUFC7. Amy?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and it's U18.
Chelsea?
You can follow me on Twitter at Chel UTD.
You can't follow Jen because she's
I don't want the abuse.
tell you what, you don't want to.
No.
And as Keen says in the comments as well, check out our AC Milan preview tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I believe he's got some guys from the AC Milan podcast on as well. So I think that'll be a great watch. So yeah, tune in and we will see you all next week. Thank you.